The friend zone. Like, it seems like there is so many people talking about the friend zone. Like, I know the ladies have so many stories about the friend zone, and they have the right to. But nobody wants to hear the male side of the story. I have nothing against people. I have nothing against people that have been in the friend zone, period. But what really ticks me off is when females try to make it seem like there is nothing to it, or males that make it seem like there is nothing to it. I should know. I've been in the friend zone multiple times. But there is one person in particular. I'm not going to say their name, but there is one person that I've been in a friend zone situation. It all started when I was in this program. Me and her were friends. We were classified as friends. We were not the best of friends, but we considered each other as friends, period. So we started chatting, we started coming across as great people, coming off as people that had like things that we liked. We had a lot of things in common. We had this lot of the same likes, a lot of the same dislikes, and we both had trouble past. But every single time I tried to go for her, it seemed like I was always put into the friend zone. And also the fact that every single time that I went after her, she was getting like a new boyfriend. It was like when she broke up with one, there would be another one at the door. Like it was kind of like waiting at the line at a amusement park and having to wait hours on hours on hours. And I was waiting basically for almost a year and a half. Actually, a whole year and a half. And every single time we got into the friend zone arguments, from when she says, "Oh, I like you and I think we should date," to "I am dating someone already, so I think we should not date at all." And I was like, okay. So we had more and more arguments as time went on, and we just considered each other as friends, even though I considered each other as associates. I liked her, and maybe I still do, but I know that the situation is completely neutral, as me and her are just friends, and I will continue to stay in the friend zone with her as long as it calls for it. As right now, we have already passed our program and we have already changed things in our lives, where she left for somewhere else and I stayed where I am. Well, technically, as we were both in the same state, in the same town, but I changed where I was and came back to my roots. But besides the point, she put me into the friend zone at least 10 different occasions. And not once did she apologize for it. It was that crazy mentality that was like, it was something that was going on in her life, and I understood that. The only time I think that she apologized was the first and second time, but after that, it was completely making it seem like it was like natural. It was a natural thing. But when it comes to being in the friend zone for a guy, it is hard. It depends on our feelings at the time. If a guy is in the friend zone, it could be a blessing in the sky or it could be a horrible reality. Some women can't understand that because if a guy is put into the friend zone, sometimes they say, "Oh, okay," and then they walk off. But some girls would let it go, but others would just try to poke at the guy until he breaks. So, ladies, I understand that you have situations, you have moments that you feel the need to have a friend zone relationship with a guy, but you have to understand that being in the friend zone is not fun. Not fun at all. Because there is always going to be that guy that you considered a friend, but at the other slight chance that you might be making your own mistakes and digging your own grave with this option. Like you have so much in common with the person, and then you feel the need to either date the person's friend, date the person's like relative, like brother or sister. It depends on if you're a boy or a girl or your reference or preference. Like it is your like objective to see what is it that you want like in the friendship. Like you should try to make it clear, not just say, "Oh, friend," or basically try to say buddy, or try to make it so clear that you're trying to show that they are in the friend zone. And if they like you, I'm not saying that you should be forced into being in a relationship with them, but if they like you, don't just blow it off and try to make it so clear to be mean about it. You should at least be friendly enough to tell them how you feel. Like try to make it like clear enough that both of you on the good terms and not on the worst terms. Because that's how friendships end and how things get worse later on in life. Because it's like burning a bridge of friendship and then seeing how the bridge burned in the first place. That's where you have to look at it and not just say, this is what's happening now, and this is why nothing is going to happen again. So, if you feel like you're in the friend zone, then trust me. It isn't fun and it isn't pleasant. If the person wants to put you in a friend zone, make sure that the person is going to be friends with you and not the friend that is just going to poke at you every single chance that they get to make you miserable in the friend zone. There is a difference from friend and foe. And that's all I have to say about this situation.